Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. So, and I get it, like AI and technology in general can be super overwhelming and intimidating. And then, just the fear of the unknown too, of where everything's heading. And I will say that the AI revolution is inevitable. And if you're not getting on with AI, then you're going to be left in the dust. So you use the example of the CD player and the iPod. I like to use the example of a nail gun versus a hammer. And so really AI is somebody, it's like the invention of the nail gun, and the person using the nail gun is going to be able to outperform the person using a hammer every day of the week. And that's really what it is this is we're entering into the era where we have the most powerful tool that has ever been created in humankind. And how are you going to use it to explode your business?
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Q Edmonds. Y'all know what I'm going to say. I'm super excited to be here today. Super excited about our guest. He comes at real estate from different angles. And I'm going to let him dive into everything that he wants to talk about. But I'm super excited. I'm excited about what he does. I'm excited about the services that he offers to investors and different people in the real estate space. So I'm just excited to introduce you guys to Brock Gladson. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me, Q.
No, man, I'm excited. I keep saying that. It's just, I love meeting new people, man. I love when I get a chance to hear people in their unique perspective. You and I have been talking a little bit, and I'm just glad that you're going to add value to the show, man. And so I'm going to be honest with you, man. I want to dive right in. I want your voice to be the predominant voice on this podcast. And so if you don't mind, take the viewers into your world, man. Let them know the things that you're focused on. Let them know what markets you're operating in. Just let us know about you, man. Let me in the Brock world, man. Bring us in the Brock world, man.
Way cool. Well, sweet. Well, thank you again for having me. So for everybody, I've been in real estate for just shy of a decade here. I'm coming up on my 8th year. And I love real estate. I think real estate is the most powerful investment vehicle that's out there. So I am a broker. I've owned my own brokerage. We have an investment team with 5 people, 5 full-time people underneath us. And then we also have an AI and automation consulting company where we help real estate professionals implement AI and automation into their business, which is really what we're focusing on in today's world, is all that comes with that. And so
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I got into real estate. It was a family business. My parents have been in real estate forever, and they're brokers here in Wyoming. And so I joined the military, and then when I got out of the military, I transitioned into real estate, and then kind of started my career. One massive thing that I noticed when I came from the super structured world of military lifestyle into real estate was kind of the chaos of the day to day and not knowing what you're going to be getting into, who you need to contact, really where your next business is going to be coming from. And so I saw this as a massive issue within the industry, and immediately kind of started diving into the best way that I know how to solve this for my business. And so that's kind of how we got into automation and AI and really developing systems for businesses to implement into their companies. And yeah, so today we're operating in 3 different states. We operate in Wyoming. That's where our real estate brokerage is. Then we have our investment team, which is primarily focused in Indiana market and Ohio. And then we're doing a little bit of investments here in Wyoming too. Yeah, and so that's kind of my business in a nutshell. Little speed tour.
Absolutely. I love that little speed tour. Absolutely. I mean, it was a speed tour, but it was packed with a lot of stuff to look at, because I did not know about the military. And thank you for telling us about your family. Did not know about the military. It makes sense to me now because listening to you, I can tell you're a systems person. So that makes total sense of how that collided, within your world. I always say destiny has no wasted moments. So as we going through life, we're picking up skill sets we may not even realize how much they're going to connect later on in what we do. And so, you just being in this business for 8 years, it makes sense. And going from being a broker to now to the AI consulting firm company, man, that's some major things you have going on. And I know sometimes it's not always easy in this climate. So what's been the key to keeping your machine running smoothly? Like you passionate and organized? Like what's been the key to that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So entrepreneurship is a journey. It really is, and it's a thing that you're going to constantly have different problems that you're facing, and that's the beauty of it. Honestly, is that it's a never-ending game where you get to constantly be evolving and adapting. So, like we were talking a little bit earlier, the biggest challenge that we're facing right now within our business is we recognize the need to have multiple lead generation sources and be able to really track those lead generation sources on a really, really fine granular level. That way we can be monitoring how our lead sources are performing, and then be able to quickly adjust accordingly. One thing that we faced here in 2025 was we had 2 major lead sources that were performing really well historically in the past years. For the past 3 years, they've been our heaviest lead. About 80% of our leads were coming from these 2 sources. Well, 2025, for some reason around April, both of those lead sources almost shut off immediately. One of them did, completely. We just stopped generating leads entirely, and then the other seemed to slow down greatly. And that kind of put us in a bit of a pickle because now, almost overnight, 80% of our business had basically gone out the window. And so to react to that, we started looking at our different lead generation sources. What are the ones that we're in control of? And then how do we monitor those and monitor their performance so that we know in the event that one of them is turning, we can just quickly adjust accordingly. And so that's
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
that's the beauty of the entrepreneurial game, is because at my stage in business, that's what we're facing. But I remember when I was early on in the business, just trying to get your lead source, your first lead source. And yeah, so it's an ever evolving thing. It's a beautiful thing, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's I guess the overall struggle that we're
Yeah.
facing.
Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate you talking about the evolution. Like you learn things over the years. Like you said, you just shot up a decade. So you learn things over the years. And, a lot of times people highlight the success, but they don't highlight the process. There's a process to get into success. And I know you know this because you've been in there for long enough that there are moments when things get real. There's a moment when things go sideways. There's moments when you got to pivot fast, and I was just wondering if you could share with the audience maybe one of those moments for you, because I love to give our viewers a perspective on just not the success, but the process to get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, I'll give you a story. Okay, so this is a story of what I would consider that pivotal moment. Where it was like I can't reach this point again, and so. I had been in real estate for a little while and I had seen some success, but I didn't really have a good understanding of how I was achieving that success really. And so that's kind of what I mean by like understanding your lead sources and where you're coming from. And those numbers are incredibly important. But I remember I was about 3 years into the business and, kind of still hip firing everything as far as like where my leads are coming from and not entirely, but for the most spot. And I had one deal that this was a big deal. It was a massive multifamily complex that I was selling and I was the realtor on it. And so I was going to be getting like a really large commission, and it was supposed to be a relatively smooth transaction. Everything was going well. An investor that I had worked really close with for a long time. Well, we were purchasing this property from a government entity and the government entity decided that it wanted to do what governments do best and it just drug it out. And I had counted my eggs well before they hatched and made that mistake. And, it kept getting this transaction kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And we were all confident that it was going to come together. It was just when. And so what turned into what was supposed to be a 45-day transit closing process ended up turning into a 7-month closing. And what had happened is the government entity that we were working with basically just kept kicking that can down. And this is around COVID time. And so things were just not moving very quickly. And um, I remember at one point we were at my grandparents' house and our bank account was slim and I'm just waiting for this transaction to close. And I ripped my pants. Like I was playing on a bounce house
Yeah.
and the back of my pants just completely ripped out. And I didn't even have enough money to go and buy new pants. And it was at that moment that I was like, I need to have more control over everything, over my leads, over my closings, and just everything that's within my business. And so I think that was what I would consider my pivotal moment that, that I was like, I need to get this under control. So, yeah.
Man, Brock, sir, thank you, man. To be honest, thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your integrity. Thank you for that. I mean, that's a story talking about process, right? Talking about going from one point to the next. And I appreciate you sharing that. And I'll be honest, for me, that's what separate the folks from the ones who just dabble, from the ones who stay in the game for the long term.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Being able to overcome obstacles, being able to be honest about where you are, because the reality is, if you keep going, you're not going to stay where you are. One foot in front of the next takes you from where you are to the next step. And so I got to be honest with you, man. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I know there's a ton of listeners right now that can relate to where you are, and so, well, where you were. And so I appreciate that, man. But let's talk about now. I mean, you transitioned, you turned the corner. So let me ask you this. What are you most focused on scaling or solving next? Like what's the next real goal for you, Mr. Brock?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So really big goal right now is I want to help as many investors and entrepreneurs as I possibly can implement systems, automation, and AI into their business. And it's something that I'm really passionate about because I know the stress and anxiety that it causes when a person doesn't have control over their business. And just like the story that I shared moments ago, that this is an area that I feel like can be really easy to overlook and be really intimidating as well. And so that's where my company Automizers comes into play. The AI and automation consulting firm is we want to help real estate professionals and entrepreneurs take control of their business. That's our big focus.
That's absolutely big. You know, you want to help as many investors and many entrepreneurs get automated, man. You know, get these systems in place that's really going to help them. And I think I mentioned this to you before. You know, in order to you need to either automate or delegate. That's how business owners want to get their time back to be able to delegate or automate, and I love it. That's why I think what you're doing plays such a pivotal role. And like you said, some people because AI is so new, some people are scared by it, some people are intimidated by it. But guess what? The CD player was new at one point. The iPad was new at one point. But these are things now, we get more comfortable and acclimated to it. And I love that you're able position yourself to be able to walk people to the next step. And I
Without a
know
doubt.
you know this, like you mentioned this word earlier. I know you know that even the next move, it can either compound things or create total chaos, depending on
Mhm.
how you play it. But what I like about you is that you're gonna see into the chaos and build systems within the chaos to make the chaos quiet down, and so people can understand that there are systems to bring that chaos, that whirlwind into its rightful, submission in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. So, and I get it, like AI and technology in general can be super overwhelming and intimidating. And then, just the fear of the unknown too, of where everything's heading. And I will say that the AI revolution is inevitable. And if you're not on with AI, then you're going to be left in the dust. So you use the example of the CD player and the iPod. I like to use the example of a nail gun versus a hammer. And so really AI is somebody it's like the invention of the nail gun, and the person using the nail gun is going to be able to outperform the person using a hammer every day of the week. And that's really what it is this is we're entering into the era where we have the most powerful tool that has ever been created in humankind, and how are you going to use it to explode your business?
Oh, that's a beautiful analogy. And if you don't mind, I will be borrowing that from you. I'll give you props,
Please.
but I'm gonna be borrowing that
I love
because
it.
you're
I
absolutely
love
right, man. Now listen,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that either early on their journey or they're looking to level up. And I think it'd benefit them hearing this from you about relationships, right? So when it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you, Mr. Brock?
So I have said this a million times, and I will say it until I die, that real estate is about people, not properties.
Hmm.
And it is a relationship based business through and through. And you really have to take the perspective of being genuinely curious and interested with whomever you're working with, whether it's the seller, whether it's the investor, whether it's whomever. There's a certain level of relationship that you legitimately need to build, because this is such a massive asset for somebody, whether you're talking to a seller that's getting ready to sell their childhood home that they inherited from their mom and they grew up in, or maybe it's not even good memories, maybe it's bad memories. You don't really know. There's a lot of emotions tied to real estate. And so therefore real estate will and forever will be about people, not properties. And so I guess having that legitimate curiosity has probably been the most pivotal thing within our business, is just ask questions, be genuinely curious, and you'll build a lot of connections. You'll build a lot of relationships with the people that you need to. Yeah.
And so again, I wrote a quote now that you said. I'm putting it down here. Real estate is about people, not property. mean, brilliant. I mean, that is, if everybody could keep that in mind, I think the interaction, the connection would be authentic and it would be meaningful, right? Like I wouldn't just be just looking at you just as a transaction. I'm looking at you as a person. I'm looking at how can I really service you? How is it that what I have could be beneficial for you in a way where you can take it and it can benefit your family, it can benefit your business. And I think I just love that perspective, man. That is about people. I absolutely love that perspective. Absolutely, man. Yeah. So
We
listen, man.
train that.
Go ahead. Please say that again for me.
No, I was just saying we train that hard within our teams. We really do. That it's. I mean, we train a lot of rapport building and just that. And honestly, with the AI and automation and everything, we use it to absolutely explode those. So we have AI monitoring who we need to get in contact with based off of the relationship that essentially we're trying to build with them. If there are A-list clients, B-list, C-list, whatever that might be, and we have it propelling us so that we are making sure that we maximize the number of relationships that we have. And so relationships are everything in this
Yeah.
this business.
And man, and that's great to hear from someone whose business is AI, but it's like, no, we're not replacing connections. We're using it as a tool to make our connections even better, to make our relationships
100.
even better. So yeah, no. Yeah, that's why, Mr. Brock, like I said, that's why I was excited about talking to you, excited about your lens and your business, because I just see you as just your business as a great asset to what's going on within real estate. And so again, man, I thank you, sir. But listen, man, listen, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, what's the best way for them to get in contact with
So the best way is probably through our website, automizers.com. And or you can find us on social media. And you can find me at Brock_Gladson on Instagram, TikTok, and then Brock Gladson on Facebook. But yeah, please reach out. We'd love to connect. Like I said, I'm trying to help as many investors and entrepreneurs as we possibly can.
Well, sir, listen, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your perspective. I thank you for your stories. Like, we need more people in this space that is doing it the right way, like you're doing it. And so, again, sir, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Everyone, Brock Gladson. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, everyone else, listen, you've heard the stories. You've seen the nuggets, heard the nuggets that Mr. Brock has given us. Please make sure you are subscribed. You do not want to miss out on these amazing conversations that we're having. And so, Mr. Brock, thank you, sir. And to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.